We came a long way from the gutter where the pain made you tougher, found a way from up undertaking.
All right, everybody, welcome to Shots Fired Podcast. Today we got Mo with us. She's going to explain a little bit about herself. We're going to talk about Onlyfans. So go ahead, Mo. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Morgan. I go by Mo. I'm 22 years old with 2 kids. Recently separated from the United States Navy. And, my life is not that exciting. So.
Okay, well, why don't you tell us a little bit, before we get into this, why don't you tell us a little bit about your experience with the Navy?
Okay. I was in for 2.5 years until...
You met your husband?
Yeah, I met my husband. I was actually sexually assaulted.
Oh, while
which
you were
is
in?
Yes,
Oh,
a
Lord.
week after I got to A school, which is the main reason why I was medically separated.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is something I did not know about you.
Yeah, fun fact about me. Yeah.
I wouldn't say fun,
Well,
but it is a fact.
a fact about me. Yes.
Okay,
yeah.
well, I'm sorry that happened to you.
It's all right.
And we're going to go ahead and get into this.
Yes, absolutely.
So, speaking of OnlyFans, Mo here has done OnlyFans.
Yes, I have.
So, why don't you tell us, what was the reason why you got into OnlyFans?
I got into OnlyFans around the age of 18. So as soon as you're allowed to sign up for OnlyFans, is when I started. It was around when COVID actually started.
Mm-hmm.
Jobs were hard to get because everything was closed. So turning to that type of content was the easiest way to make money, to provide for myself. Although I wasn't living by myself,
Mm-hmm.
it's just the way that my friends and I got to go out and have fun and
Okay.
do whatever we wanted to do.
Okay.
Yes.
So, you said during COVID, right?
Yes, during COVID,
So-
2019.
That was pretty recent, right? I mean,
I guess. I mean,
that
it's
was pretty
2023.
recent, right?
Yeah.
I guess so. So how old were you when you started it then?
I was 18.
Oh, you said 18. You
Yeah,
did say that.
18. Yeah.
Okay. So you pretty much you started as an extra income.
My only source of income.
Your
Yeah.
only source of
So when I was
Okay.
17, I was actually selling pictures, not through OnlyFans, just any other way that I could through the app called Kick.
Yeah, I know Kick,
Snapchat, anything like that, anything to make a quick buck. And it was all through Cash App,
Okay.
or Venmo. But OnlyFans was something that brought in more profit. But obviously, you have to be an adult
Right.
to
Yeah.
do that type of stuff.
So speaking of, right, so you're married now.
Yes.
How does your husband feel about you having one? Or you had one? You had one.
Yes, I did have one in the past. He was really supportive. I had one when we first met. And, I told him, like, look, this is what I do. This is how I make my money. I was in the military at the time when I had one and, met him. But that was just something he looked past.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what brought in most of our income. I was making $6,000 to $10,000 a month.
$6,000 to $10,000 a month.
Yeah, depending on how much attention and all of that I was willing to give. How active I was.
So we're gonna talk about some other things, but when you say attention, is it like people ask you to do things?
It was just talking to guys that were lonely. Asking me to create custom content for them.
And they would pay for that content.
Yeah, so any content that I didn't post, OnlyFans is kind of like Instagram if you think about it. You have all of your main posts that people can either see for free or they can pay for to like unlock, and then you have your custom content that you make through, like your camera roll, and then they DM you. It's almost like DMing, like on Instagram, and they DM you and say, hey, I want this or this, and you make it for them, and then they pay you, and that video is like for them.
So how do they find you? So like, obviously you got somebody DMing you, right?
Yeah.
Is there like a list? Like, I guess it like Facebook or whatever else, right? Because you got like people you may know, right, on Facebook. Is it something like of that nature? I don't know because I never been on OnlyFans, but
no. So
is it like a list? Like, let's be real,
the way
like porno. You have a list of all the different kind of things you want.
And so, no, the way OnlyFans works is someone can only find your account if they have your link or if they have your username and search you up. So I did a lot of my advertising for free on Reddit.
Oh, okay,
You post on Reddit or Tumblr, Instagram, you drop the
Tumblr.
link.
Hold on. Tumblr.
Yes.
What is Tumblr?
Tumblr used to be, like made up of aesthetic things, like how you wanted your bedroom to look when you were 13 years old. But it turned into something more of like, oh, here's my link for OnlyFans, and then you post a lot of hashtags like boobs or titties.
No, I get you. I get you. Yeah, I get you. But I've heard of Tumblr, but I've never like experienced it, so I don't know what it is.
Yeah, and so what I used to do was I would post on Reddit or Tumblr. I would post like a pic of my cleavage and then my OnlyFans link and then a whole bunch of hashtags. So when people search those hashtags,
right, your picture, photo,
my
whatever
picture,
will pop up.
profile, link,
yeah,
whatever.
It's kind of like what I'm trying to do here with the podcast.
Yeah.
You on Instagram, you put certain hashtags like discovering stuff.
Yep,
So when people,
exactly like that.
people search different things, it'll just pop up.
And
it
was literally like that, but on Reddit or Tumblr. And then Instagram, I would post on my story that's only available for 24 hours, and I would post the link, or I would post it on my Snapchat story for everyone to see.
Okay.
And a lot of my Snapchat followers were people who used to buy from me when I was like 17. So
17.
Yeah.
Underage.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, and that started through Periscope, which is no longer a thing.
Hold up. I'm
Periscope,
old. Listen,
yes.
y'all. I'm old. I don't know what Periscope.
Yeah.
What?
Periscope was connected through Twitter, and it was like a live chat thing that you could do. So I used to go on Periscope, and I used to do the things that I did.
17?
Yeah, and I had a guy who actually ran like getting followers involved and stuff like that and sending me money. So basically like pimped me out, if you think about it, because I was underage.
So I'm gonna ask this. If you don't want to answer, you don't have to.
No, it's totally
if
fine.
If you feel uncomfortable or anything
No,
like that.
not a
But
problem.
Do you think that doing it you said you got sexually assaulted when you were in the military, which is not okay at all. But do you think, I don't want to say think because it was after.
No, ask away.
I was going to say, do you think that was part of the reason, but it happened after the fact?
So part of the reason I started all of this was because when I was 15 years old, I got involved in a relationship that involved someone who was really abusive towards me, and he ended up becoming my boyfriend and totally body shaming me. Making me feel like, I had the worst body to exist on the planet, had no problem pointing out my flaws. So it was almost like I needed validation from other people.
I could see that. I mean, I can't see it,
but as soon as I saw the money flow coming in, though, it was something more than just validation. It was how I got a paycheck every, however long it took me to get money from OnlyFans. When you make money on OnlyFans, it takes 7 days for it to process through the OnlyFans system, and then that's when you get your money.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So it went from validation to a fat ass paycheck.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you. It's definitely a payday, but
and a lot of people too who subscribed to my OnlyFans were people that wanted to fuck in high school. And that's what it was.
Oh, so it was like people that in high school that was into you.
My entire time throughout high school, at this certain school, because I was at this certain school for 3 years, was people who wanted to fuck, get with me, anything like that, be my boyfriend.
Okay, so
after I broke up with this man is when I saw my followers skyrocket. Yeah.
So that kind of leads me into my next question is, so obviously people that you went to high school with, they were following your OnlyFans or whatever it was before.
Yeah.
What was it? Telescope? What was it called?
Periscope. Yeah.
So what is it like, if somebody that subscribes, like a work colleague, or because obviously OnlyFans is a side hustle for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So if somebody would approach you like, "Hey, I seen you last night," or something like that, or I subscribed to your channel.
It was never.
You know what I'm saying?
It was never like that. No one ever approached me and was like, "Hey, I saw you, doing this or that on OnlyFans last night." It was more like I saw who subscribed to my account. Previous ex-boyfriends, previous people that I had wanted to talk to,
I'm
but
sure.
never
I'm sure the
did.
ex-boyfriends were probably
Yeah.
like, "Damn, I fucked up."
Yeah,
Like, hey,
absolutely.
it is what it is. Let them hate.
And that's what actually kept me on the grind, was knowing that my ex and like my ex of 3 years, and then like the exes I dated for like a month or two saw this shit, and it made them think like, wow, like I really missed out. And that's what kept me on the grind, was like, you see me now, like look at me,
Hey,
look at me,
we here.
look at me, look what you missed out on,
right?
Yeah,
Y'all done fucked up.
and now I'm married with
Y'all
2
done
kids.
fucked
That's
up.
crazy.
And now she living the dream, right? She living the dream.
Yeah.
Married with 2 babies, 2 beautiful babies at that.
Thank you.
2 beautiful babies.
Yes, thank you.
So speaking of, like, we talked about your husband, and I can't remember if you said this on camera, but I remember you were saying to me before that he told everybody you was his sugar mama.
Yes. So when we first met, he actually he told his mom that he had a sugar mama, which was me, because I bought him anything he wanted, anything he talked about. When we went out on dates, I paid for it. Living on that military paycheck, as soon as you get out of boot camp.
Oh, it's even if
there's
you're
nothing
in,
there.
yeah,
there's
it's
nothing
not a
in your
thing,
bank
yeah.
account. But with something like this, like OnlyFans,
Yeah,
I was
that's
able to afford
that's
anything and everything.
That's one thing I think people don't understand is like, you hear the whole dependopotamus and all
Yes.
that stuff like that, and I don't think
Absolutely.
people realize that military does not make as much as people think.
No,
I mean, it's a
absolutely not.
paycheck. Don't get
We
me
have
wrong.
free health care and
yeah,
all of
it's
that.
healthcare. That's a benefit.
But
and,
free health care doesn't bring good health care.
right.
And people get that confused.
Yes.
But
I couldn't put it better.
yes, thinking that someone is in the military and making a big paycheck is not necessarily true. But the reason we were able to live so comfortably after we got together and got married was because of OnlyFans.
So hold on. Back up. Let's back up. What do you mean by y'all only got together because of OnlyFans? That don't, to me, I mean, that's.
I mean,
Hold
think
on.
about it, right?
Did he find you on OnlyFans and then just seen you? Like,
no,
what you mean
he
y'all only got
he
together?
found me at training school.
Yeah, okay. I understand y'all met in
the
school.
specific rate we
So
were training
we're
for.
not going to say that.
Yes.
But y'all was both military. And y'all met.
Yes.
And then
We
y'all
did meet.
linked up, whatever.
Yes.
And you told him that you was doing OnlyFans.
I did, yes.
Not a big deal. It is what it is.
And
It
I even
happens.
gave him my password and username to OnlyFans to prove that I was making as much as I did. Because you can say you're making however, but until you prove it, like, it's not
Hey,
true.
and she, how old is you? You said 20
I am 22.
22?
Yes.
And done all this already? I can't. That's crazy. But we're going to move from that. And we're going to talk about, I know you brought up you had 2 kids.
Yes, I do.
How would you, like, in the future, right? So let's talk about this. Let me ask this first.
Yeah.
So for OnlyFans, your content that you made, does it just disappear? Since you don't,
Does not
is your
disappear.
account active still?
My account is currently not active. I actually deleted it
Okay.
after I had my first son, just
But
because.
all the stuff that people paid for, they still have access to that?
Possibly, I don't know.
So-
They could have it if they screen recorded it or took screenshots
Right.
of whatever I sent.
Right.
Videos and pictures is what I did.
Right.
So I mean, if they did that, then yeah, they have it.
So you ever get nervous about, like, your children when they grow up? Like, hey, I seen Mom Dukes over here.
I mean,
know?
sometimes only because guys have threatened me, saying like, "Oh, if you don't give me free videos or free pics, I'll save this until your kids are older."
I mean, you already paid for it. Fuck them.
Yeah, and
Like, you know what I'm
it doesn't.
saying? Like,
It doesn't.
Hey,
really,
I'll blackmail you. It's online. Like, you already fucking paid for it.
Yeah,
What
like
the
I
fuck?
posted it online. Like I know what the consequences could possibly be. But it doesn't bother me, only because like I'm able to look my kids in the eyes and tell them like this is the reason you have everything you need and everything you want. So that's not something that really bothers me.
Okay. How do you think them as children? Because you have 2 young boys, 2 little boys.
Yeah.
how do you think they would feel about that?
Um,
You think they just be like, fuck it, whatever. Yeah, that's
I
my
mean,
mom.
maybe.
That's ma. Yeah, maybe some meatloaf
they
now.
they could look at me as the best mom ever, or they could,
I
look
mean,
at me with
personally, I think they would always
disappointment.
look at you as the best mom ever.
Yeah,
ever.
and
I don't think it would ever be anything to where you need to be ashamed of.
and I'm not ashamed.
Because I mean, we live in a world to where today's day and age is, I mean, I'm a little bit older than you, so me growing up, finding porno mags under my dad's, bed and things like that.
Yeah.
But now the kids have full access to all that.
Absolutely. Social media
And-
is something that you'll never be able to get away from.
Yeah.
Technology, anything like that. So honestly, with that mindset of creating
And
my
I-
content,
and obviously you're not the only one.
I
Like, there's a lot of
expect them
women out
to
there, yeah.
find something eventually, and I have no problem being open about that
Yes,
with them
as long as you're open and honest,
when
I
they
think
are
everything
old
will
enough
be
and
okay.
mature enough.
I agree.
Yes.
So obviously we talked about if you still had one. You don't. It's
I
not
do
active.
not currently.
Do you think about making another one?
I do. I actually do. OnlyFans right now, unfortunately, isn't allowing sexual content to be posted.
Okay.
There is something called Fansly, which for me is not user friendly, which is why I have no problem selling to people on Snapchat.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. So you do right now sell photos and stuff on Snapchat.
Photos and videos currently.
You currently
Yes.
So how?
Yeah.
So I mean,
And it
going
doesn't.
back to the same question, how does your husband feel about you
Um,
currently doing that?
Snapchat is a little more iffy, just because things can be deleted immediately, which I totally understand. OnlyFans, once it's there, you have to manually delete it. That's not something that just goes away after you message somebody. But I've had no problem, saving my receipts and everything like that.
So what's the process? So for any ladies that would want to start an OnlyFans or the Snapchat thing, kind of walk us through, give us a little play-by-play.
Yeah,
Maybe not in
definitely.
too much detail, but just let us know how
No, not a problem.
somebody or even a dude,
A
even
guy,
a guy
yeah.
wants to start
Anybody
one.
can start OnlyFans.
So I'll send some
literally.
feet pics. Y'all want to see pictures of
No,
my feet?
and it's not
They're
even
ugly,
pictures
but I'll
of
send
feet.
them.
Like,
That's a thing
there's
nowadays.
so many girls that exist on this planet that would get off by watching some guy have intercourse with a significant other.
I don't want to be that dude on the mic, so we ain't gonna go there. We ain't gonna go there. But so you're telling me women? I mean, I get it. Like guys watch, women, everybody watches.
It's the same thing with
that
women.
That's good to
Same
know. That's
thing.
good news.
Yeah.
That's good news. So, but tell us a little bit more about how you started. Like, what's the process?
Yeah, definitely. OnlyFans, unfortunately, as of right
Like,
now, I don't think is accepting sexually explicit content, whether you're posting that on your main page or you're DMing someone with content that they've paid for. So I wouldn't recommend using that. Also, too, taxes are high when it comes to tax
Right,
season.
right.
Yes,
Anything
if you
over,
make
like,
over
$600 or something,
$600 within a certain
And
time
that's
period,
the government getting
Yep.
they cut.
Absolutely, yeah.
The biggest mafia of them all.
But the way to gain followers on Snapchat, OnlyFans, Fansly, anything like that is to post on Reddit, Tumblr,
I know
include
Reddit. Yeah, Reddit's a big one,
include your link or your Snapchat username, whatever. Post on your Instagram if you feel comfortable enough with people seeing that. Post anywhere, any type of social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, shit like that.
Right. So,
And once you get your username or your link out there,
Mm-hmm.
it's smooth sailing from there. Like, it's pretty self-explanatory. You have people that are wanting to buy from you. Some people will ask for custom content. Whether
Right.
you want to send them that is your choice or not. The price you want to post it as, personally.
So you can pick your own
Yes,
price, right?
you can.
Oh, okay. I didn't
for
know that.
OnlyFans,
You could so you could say, hey, $20 for
yeah, and that's what I do on
a
Snapchat.
picture in a bathing
But
suit or whatever.
OnlyFans, they have like the base pay is what they call it, like the subscription fee. I actually made my fee free so anyone could see my profile without having to pay. And then certain content you had to pay for to unlock to see what it was. So I noticed a lot of girls out here were posting like, oh, $20 for a subscription fee, but then they weren't making anything off of that.
Right.
But if you post your profile for free, that intrigues more people. You know,
No, yeah,
you go on
agree with
Reddit
you.
and you say, hey, here's
agree
my
with you.
free link to OnlyFans. And then they go on there and they start seeing, you know, your captions and stuff from your videos or pictures. And then they pay for it and it's $10.
Yeah.
You have 700 followers plus like I did. And you're
That's
making
money,
a
yeah,
hefty,
and just
hefty
put some
paycheck.
photos of you at
Exactly.
the beach, you know, or whatever.
Anything.
Like, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And
Whatever.
Snapchat is the same way. Like, you can go in your notes easily and create like a menu of, oh, you know, pics is $10, videos is $30, custom videos is $50. You post that onto Snapchat where all these random guys have added you. That's easy money right there.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
And honestly, I post my pics, videos, and all of that custom content for free, or not for free, but for a lower price, because low prices, more people are interested in that. No one wants to pay $100 for a video. You get maybe one person. You get maybe one person that that buys the $100 video. You have $100.
Yeah.
But you get 50 people who want to buy a $10 video. That's more money in your pocket. Yeah. And I don't think it's like, what do they say? What's the word for it? Where they say like, oh, you're degrading yourself. It's not it at all.
No,
it's
I
more
think
money in my
it's
pocket.
It's a money making process, right?
Absolutely.
Because I ain't say we, but you in this for the money, right?
Oh,
like
absolutely.
you're in it for an income.
I know.
So if you
I'm
know if
worth
you
a
have
lot.
100 followers at $20 a pop,
Yeah.
instead of 10 followers at $100 a pop, like I don't know the math, that might be wrong, but
Yeah.
you're gonna make more money. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And that's what I tell people is like, you're not degrading yourself. You're not worth less than you think you are just because you post a $10 video instead of a $100 video. You're just getting more money in your pocket that way.
Right.
That's literally all it is. I'm here for the money. I'm not here to please people. I'm not here to, make myself think or make everyone else think that, I'm top notch. But at the end of the day, like, my paycheck is fat because of my low
we balling
price.
on the budget.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
But before I cut this off, we're gonna cut this video here. I thank you for coming on,
Thank you
sharing
for
your
having me.
experiences
Yes,
with
absolutely.
us. If the listeners have any questions, please comment below. And always, if you ever need anybody to talk to about anything, there's outlets, there's lines
Yes,
that you
there
can
is.
communicate with.
Yes.
And do you have anything you want to share?
Just want to let everyone know that you can do anything that you put your mind to. I had a lot of people who put me down for having an OnlyFans, for having a family and having an OnlyFans. But at the end of the day, like, as long as my kids are taken care of and they have everything they want and need, I don't care how that happens. I will do,
right?
yes, and I will do anything and everything to make sure my family is always living comfortably.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
Happiness is key.
Yes.
And on that note, always shoot your shot. Peace.
Bye.
We came a long way from the gutter where the pain made you tougher, find a way from up undertaking.